Hello everybody, hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with a pack with me. We're going to be packing for a 10-day trip. We're packing for a long haul flight as well. So I'm going to be packing my cabin suitcase. I'm going to be packing my suitcase that goes onto the hold and also my backpack. So I just thought I'd share with you what I'm going to be packing for my trip. I have a taxi coming in 37 minutes and counting. Why I've decided to film a pack with me, I don't know, but I thought let's just add to the stress and do this just to make life more difficult because, yeah, I've got a habit of doing that. I've also just finished the bedroom makeover as well, so if you want to watch that, I'll link it in the description box. Yeah, nothing like a last minute challenge, but I have sorted everything out last night, so I've got everything that I need to pack, but I just need to put it in the suitcase essentially, so it shouldn't be too bad, so don't panic. We should be alright and ready to go in plenty of time, he says. So before we get into the video, if you're new here, do click subscribe. I'm posting videos every week, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and hopefully we'll get packed up and make the airport on time. Okay, we better get cracking. So I've laid out everything on the bed that I'm going to be taking. This is more of a work-based trip, so usually for a holiday I would pack in outfits and have different outfits for day and evening. But because I'm working for the majority of this trip, I wanted to pack more practical stuff, hence doing it like this. So we've gone for things like t-shirts, which I've got enough for the full trip, one per day. I've got a pair of jeans, a pair of trousers from Zara, and a pair of like relaxed bottoms that are perfect for just lounging around in. I've got two shirts that are options for day or evening wear, a nice simple top just from Primark, and another one actually. So they're just like long sleeved tops, really versatile. A hoodie, not hoodie, what do you call it? A fleece. That was from Boohoo Man when I worked with them last year. Then we've got gym kit, not taking loads of options. I've just simply got a vest, shorts, socks, and swimming trunks because the hotel does have a gym and a pool. I've got enough boxer shorts for the entire trip, and I've got thermals because it's going to be cold where I'm heading. I'm off to China and the weather's kind of like here but colder, so hence always bring some thermals because they're small and a great way to keep warm if it's cold. And then I've got a jumper, just another Primark jumper here, my trusty Doc Martens which I wear all the time, which I've stuffed full of enough socks for the trip as well. And then inside the suitcase already I've got my trainers for the gym, and then this is like my work backpack. So when I'm on a shoot, when I'm doing directing work, I take this backpack because it's a bit more rough and ready, so I can sling it anywhere and it doesn't get trashed. So I'll be outside on location a lot of the time, so if I throw it on the pavement or I'm in a muddy field, don't know where I'll end up, it doesn't really matter. And in there I've got my work file, which will have all the documents in once I've printed those off. A pencil case with all pencils and also tapes that is used for covering up branding, as well as this tape, which is really handy. Again, I use that a lot to cover up brands that I'm not allowed to show. And then a makeup kit, not for myself, just in case anyone gets shiny, and a first aid kit. And that is pretty much it for now in there. There will be more in that once I've sorted out my other bag. I've got this new hat that I picked up in Zara because it is going to be chilly, and this coat that is by Uniqlo, again from working with them. So that was through a job that I did with Uniqlo. And that's kind of it for clothing. I never panic too much about clothes, so long as you've got like the underwear, swimming trunks is always really important if the place does have a pool, and enough layers to get by. I think we'll be alright. You can always buy stuff when you get there, so no panic on that. So I'll get that all into the case now.
Come take my hand, I will walk with you. I won't let go till you say so. There isn't anything I wouldn't do. Wanna make sure that you understand.
So next up I'm going to pack up my wash bags. Lots of these bits and pieces are PR samples, just so you're aware. So I've got here a few different face washes. I don't normally have 4 on the go, but I wanted to just use up a couple of them because this one I actually picked up at the airport, which is the Tea Tree and Witch Hazel one from Boots. There's only a bit left in there, so I thought I'll use that one up, along with this one by Horace as well, which is really good. but again, it's sort of on the way out, so I thought I'd need a couple. And also I've got this one as a backup, which is from Superdrug, and then this face buff scrub, which is really good. I'm really enjoying that, and that's good with the beard situation as well, because I feel like it gets in between the beard. I've got a little grooming kit in here from Tweezerman that includes like a set of tweezers and a pair of scissors and that sort of thing. And then I've got fragrance here. This is the Mont Blanc Explorer, which I absolutely love. Definitely will be buying that once this bottle runs out. And I've got toothpaste and toothbrush. I'm not taking that on the flight because they usually supply you with one that I can use on the flight. In terms of my hair at the moment, I'm just using some of this styling powder by Got2b, and also this clay by Fish. And then I've got some caffeine solution, which I think will be very handy after the first flight, which is 11 hours. And I will be traveling for about 24 hours or maybe even longer in total. So yeah, that'll be good. Sort me out. And then I've got some beard oil from Man Cave, which I'm looking forward to using. Some eye cream. This is the really expensive one. If you watched my unboxing, remember that one. But again, I thought that'd be really handy. And then I've got a concealer, again, something that probably will be using sooner rather than later. And this is just like an eyebrow brush. And it's got like a defining pen in there as well. And I've got one of these mini trimmers, and this is from Lush, and it is a body conditioner. So that's wash bag number 1, and that's by Mankind. And I've got this one here from Rains, into which I am putting in this Grizzly Mountain beard dye. So this I've been using where I have the vitiligo patches on my beard, just to kind of help blend that in a little bit. So I'll let you know how I get on with that. It seems to be working quite nicely so far. No one's noticed that I've had a little sneaky go with that. So any chaps out there who've got either grey in their beard, or maybe if you have vitiligo like myself, so far it's working quite nicely. And then I've got a electric trimmer, razor type thing, and its plug. And then contacts, which lots of you reminded me to pack, which I always forget. Contact lenses, spare ones, and the solution. And then I've got this set from Murdoch, which includes the black tea body wash, the quince and oak moss shampoo, beard moisturiser, and sea salt spray. Sea salt spray I think is going to be good for my hairstyle currently, while it's quite messy. So it'll be good to get that on the go again. And then beard moisturiser is something new that I can use, which I've never used before, obviously. So yeah, I'll be bringing those along. And then I've got the classic Sure deodorant that I always pick up in the land where everything is £1, but not anymore. And this is the bag that I'm taking on the flight. I always take this one because you don't have to use one of those plastic things at the airport. They'll let you take this through security, in which I've got some Neom sleep mist, which is really nice to use on the flight if I'm trying to get some shut-eye. Deodorant, because no one likes someone who smells on an aeroplane. I don't want to be that person. Some Neal's Yard Remedy roll-ons. This is, again, is like a lavender oil, really nice to use when you're flying, just to relax. I've got some moisturiser because skin gets very dry when you're in the air, and along with some serum from The Ordinary as well. That's the hyaluronic acid that's super moisturising as well. And I've got my contact lens case so I can pop my lenses out once I'm on board. Chewing gum, earplugs, essentials, and that's it. So I'll be taking that in my backpack, just squishing these into the middle because I always feel like they're a little bit more protected in the center. Make sure they're sort of covered as well. And then I'll place this coat over the top, just as an extra layer to keep everything in place. Okay, so onto my cabin suitcase. This case is from Horizon Studios. This was a present from Luke, who worked with them just before Christmas, and they gifted him a couple of suitcases, and he really kindly gave one to me. I am over the moon with this suitcase. I can't even tell you what a little game changer this is. First of all, it wheels really nicely, and then it's got all these other features which I'll sort of show you as I show you how I've packed it, basically. But in this section here, which has got a mesh compartment to keep everything nice and safe, essentially I'm keeping all the media and stuff for the shoot that I'm going to be working on. So this has got like all the SD cards, all that kind of thing. I've got a stills camera in there for the project. And then I've also got some of my own equipment, including my stills camera. The vlogging camera, which I'm using now, will be going into here. I just picked this up from Amazon. It's a nice little pouch. I've got my own cards in here. You may remember I picked this up from Amazon as well, which has got those nicely organised. So I kind of tend to do longer form vlogs on my 128 card, and then I've got this for stills, which are 32 gigabyte, and then I've got another card inside the camera that I'm on now, which is 64, which is more for standalone videos, if that makes sense. So I kind of know roughly where everything is with that system in place. And I've got my laptop charger, some wireless headphones, and then a couple of mini tripods if I want to do any filming, maybe in the hotel room. And then I'm also going to add this extension lead with a few extra plug sockets. I'll only need to use one adapter. I need to actually pick up an adapter. I don't think I've got one for China, although a lot of the sockets there are perfectly okay for the UK actually. They've got like adapters on them already. And then it's got this section here where you can store things in as well. And then underneath, I have got my planner. I've got some headphones, which need to go in the other bag. I've got my to-do list pad, which is always really handy. When I'm working on things, I like to have a list of things that I need to get done. Then I've got all the documents for my shoot in here. And some headphones, so I'm going to do some editing on the flight. And I'm going to add in this scarf, which is kind of like a blanket as well, which is really handy for on the aeroplane. And don't laugh, but yes, I am taking my slippers on board the flight. I've also got my iPad where I've downloaded some Netflix series just in case I don't fancy any of the films on the aeroplane. So I'm going to put the charger in this section actually. And then that can slip into this part really nicely. And then the other thing I absolutely love about this case is it has got this, which is a little pop-out USB battery charger. So you can remove it if you want to put this into the hold, because these aren't allowed on the hold on most flights. But yeah, for on board, you've got a perfect little charger that just pops out like that. And it also has a combination lock on the side that's approved and everything, so airlines can get into it if they need to without breaking your suitcase open. Oh, and the other bit that I absolutely love is this front section. So this is where you keep your laptop. So when you go through security, rather than having to get the whole case open, you just slip your laptop out of that front pocket, which is so handy when you're going through security. You don't have to get the whole case open. And I'm taking my Coach backpack. I always take this on my travels, absolutely love it. I've got some important documents in here, things like visas and stuff like that. So things that I'll need to have to hand while I'm traveling. Along with, let's get that in there now, the passport in a case from Primark, just to keep it nice and safe. I also take a cap on board. I just find them really nice to wear when I'm flying. My phone charger stays with me. And then I've got this little pouch from Primark, which is really handy to keep foreign currency in, notes, that sort of thing. And also some pens, chewing gum, a spare pair of socks, headphones, which I will untangle when I get to the airport, and the trusty first defense. Always take that on a flight. Don't want to be getting ill. Okay, we have 7 minutes. So I really hope you enjoyed that little insight as to what I'm packing for my trip. Fingers crossed I haven't forgotten anything. You can catch me over on Instagram if you want to see what I'm up to while I'm away. I'm Mr. Carrington over there, and I've also got my home account, which is Mr. Carrington Home. So if I see any interior inspiration while I'm on my travels, I will be snapping that for you as well. But yeah, I think my taxi will be pulling up any minute now. So I want to get the kettle on, make a quick coffee in my travel mug. I'll also be packing my travel water bottle as well. There's 2 extra things I will be taking with me, as well as a big overcoat and a hoodie as well. But other than that, I think I'm all set to go. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Do give it a thumbs up if you did. Click subscribe if you're new here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.